What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome back to episode number 45 of Park to Prem here with Nottingham Forest. Today we've got a huge game that I really didn't think was going to be huge, but it is huge. So we're here, we're taking on Chelsea, a Chelsea team who, as of late, I've been bottling it a little bit. I say that, they've lost to Manchester United and then drawn against Tottenham and West Brom. They have just beaten Everton 7-0. But with us playing them today, there is an opportunity for us, ladies and gentlemen, to close the gap to 2 points. Of course, if we lose it, then it's all just a bit of a disaster. And this whole aim to end Chelsea's supremacy is going to, well, maybe come up a little bit short because, let's be frank, they're not going to slip up that many times this year. We have to do our bit as we take them on. Of course, the January transfer window has swung open, so we have been busy with some ins and outs. So before we get into the actual match and the results since you were last here, shall we take a quick peek? A few new additions to the team. Most of these were transfers that I talked about a few years ago, actually, when the deals were arranged. The first here is Thomas. He is an Ecuadorian international, a really good ball-winning midfielder who can't really tackle. I say really good ball-winning midfielder. To be honest, he's not really a ball-winning midfielder at all, but he plays that defensive midfielder role. He's 18 years old. He's gone on loan straight away to Getafe. Hopefully, he's going to have a good little spell there. We have two other players to talk about. The first is Alexei Korotkov, who is a Ukrainian international. You can see here, we've loaned him straight away to Livingston. I actually agreed to sign him a few years ago for £10 million. He looked incredible at the time. I will be honest with you, he doesn't look all that good now. I mean, he looks more than a £10 million player, but I had really high hopes for him when we first scouted him. But an extremely technically gifted player. Going to be interesting to see how he gets on playing over in Scotland. And the next player we've signed is Thomas Tortzick. What a fantastic name that is. This guy has gone on loan to Getafe as well. They're not an affiliate. We're not affiliates with Getafe. We're just loaning them all our players, apparently. But he's a really good player. You can see here, 14 games for the national team. He is only 18 years old and he only just turned 18. We managed to pick him up for £7.5 million. I think he could be a really, really good centre-back option with a load of upside and a load of potential. In terms of transfers on the outs, there hasn't actually been that many in the way of sales. For the most part, it's been lots of loan deals, just youngsters who want to get first-team football going out on loan. The one big sale of note, really, is Boubacar La, who, when we first came into the Premier League, I kind of saw as a useful squad player. He was the backup left back who could also play right back. We'd only spent £2.6 million on him. In the end, he made a couple of appearances as that backup full back option. Ultimately, though, after a few loan spells, he's not really developed. We've managed to sell him on to Red Bull Salzburg for a grand total of £12.75 million, which, if you ask me, is not an insignificant amount of money. In terms of transfer dealings that we've got going on, you can see here there are no kind of deals that are currently active. I have been eyeing up Danny Dyer as just maybe a player to go after at 26 years old. He's just the best goalkeeper in the world by a country mile, and given the fact he plays for Wolverhampton Wanderers, it doesn't feel like necessarily an unrealistic transfer. There has been no movement from PSG towards Toby, of course. That was something that we were a little concerned about. In terms of players on their way out, we've got a couple of players who are going out on loan, and then Jung Hyung here, who is a Korean defensive mid. Looks like he may be on his way to Dusseldorf for not an insignificant fee. It is, if we look here, £9 million. That would be pretty good money for a player we spent £1.7 million on a few years ago. Anyway, in terms of action going on the pitch, since we were last here, we have played 5 matches and we've won all 5. We've looked very, very good here. The first game we had was a 4-1 win against West Brom. Very interesting to note that Leighton Stewart was playing up front for them. Of course, our former man. And, well, of course, he scored against us in this 4-1 win. As much as I want to make him out to be the man of the moment in this game was Gonzalez. 4 goals in one match for him. He was having a fantastic time. His current tally for the league season sits at 21 now. He's looked really, really good. The next game we had against Burnley was another really convincing win. Nice to see the goals flowing in this one. It was 3-0 up at half time. We did actually miss a penalty in this game as well, but we didn't regret it. And, well, ultimately, this took us to 12 games unbeaten, which we have only gone on and extended as we beat Birmingham 6-1, fully rotated team. Tassos grabbing a couple of goals was great to see. He has been grabbing all the goals, really, when our rotated 11 has played, of course, against a lower league team in Birmingham. We are expected to win that. Anyway, we then had the EFL Cup semi-final first leg against Manchester United. We won this 2-0. The plan with today's episode is to do the Chelsea game and then come back and also do the second leg against United. But in this game here, we gave ourselves a great platform to build off. We scored within the first 2 minutes of the game. It was Erk with it, and then Boyer was at the back post for the second goal in the space of the first 10 minutes. We dominated this game in the early spells. To be honest, it wasn't really a classic. Of course, we took on United last time in the league, and it was a draw. In this game here, it was another very even game. Not a whole lot of opportunities for either team. I think we were probably the better side on balance, but we were very, very clinical. And as you can see, looking at the defender ratings here, it was a win that was built from a really, really good defence. Anyway, most recently we took on a team in the relegation zone in Sheffield United. It finished 1-0. Gonzalez with the goal, capitalising on a mistake. Not the most flashy of results. Certainly not the best of results as far as I'm concerned. But anyway, that's how we line up going into today's game. Of course, we've done a little bit of business in the January transfer window. And it's also worth mentioning, Vlad Poyana, he's won an award, everyone. If I go to milestones here and awards, he's won the 2031, that feels like a weird year to say aloud, European Golden Boy. That's right, he is considered one of the best prospects in Europe right now. You can see here, 20 goals in 38 appearances. Of course, the first half of the year he spent on loan in Romania after we agreed to sign him. It would be fair to say he's taken to life in the Premier League very, very well. Anyway, elsewhere, a little bit of sad news, but I feel like mentioning it because it's a really unusual thing to happen. Casanova, you may remember him. He was a Uruguayan defender who we had signed for a measly fee. In fact, it was a free transfer. He'd been on loan at Porto for a couple of years. They have cancelled his loan short because he's fractured his skull. He's actually going to be out for the next 3 to 6 months. The reason I mention this is because he's a really good prospect who I've had very high hopes for, but equally, I can't ever recall having a player get a fractured skull before in Football Manager. Of course, in real football, it's a very, very uncommon injury, although it does happen, can potentially be career-ending. Hopefully, it's not going to be for Casanova, but it's a massive, massive setback for his development. At 20 years old, I'm now not so sure if he's going to be able to fulfill his potential. I'm already eyeing up that £26 million value and I wonder how close to that value I can actually end up selling you for. Anyway, one other little bit of news just before we get into today's game. We have a stadium expansion on the way. Of course, we've had a load of money in our pocket. It's been burning a little bit of a hole. I did initially request a whole new stadium. I was told that was a terrible idea. So instead, the board have decided to expand the current stadium by 4,000 seats. It's going to be done over the summer. It should all be wrapped up, if all goes to plan, by early September. So it might impact attendances just at the start of the year, but yeah, nice to get a few thousand more fans, I suppose, into the ground, even if it's not a whole new stadium. So anyway, let's get into this game. We're taking on Chelsea. Fixture congestion has been pretty nasty as of late. Unfortunately, Miguel Antonio and also Benavides, now you may remember Benavides, but for those of you who don't, he's one of our hot prospects who I've recently promoted to the first team to train with the first team. He's an Argentine right back. He and, Miguel Antonio, they're both on international duty with the Brazil and Argentinian youth teams. That means that today, Gibbons gets his chance in the spotlight, everyone. He gets a chance to show us what he can do in a big, big game against Chelsea. I realise I'm bigging this all up. He's probably just going to end up getting sent off. But no, hopefully he's going to have a really good game for us. Elsewhere in the team, I have got some concerns over fitness. You can see here, Gonzalez got a little injury just in the most recent game. He's recovered from it, but he's still not 100% fit. And there are a couple of other players who potentially need rests. However, I don't really feel like rotating the team right now. I feel like players like Van Dijk and Lind are players that we need to have on the pitch and playing in this kind of game. They are, of course, players that we can look to take off as the game progresses. Anyway, Poyana is continuing to start ahead of Boyer in the starting 11. Of course, Boyer, the French right midfielder. He's just not really been at the races so far this year. And Poyana obviously won the European Golden Boy Award. He's been in really good form this year. It's quite difficult when you have a youngster you can't really justify dropping and who is just developing insanely in training. He's, reminding me a little bit of a younger Erk, dare I say, in terms of his development. But anyway, let's get into this game today. A loss here, and I will concede the title is pretty much lost for us. A win here, the point gap is 2, we start to believe again. Obviously, Chelsea had a pretty torrid time with a couple of draws and a defeat in their last 4 Premier League games. Doesn't happen all that often, but it's opened up a door I wasn't sure was ever going to be open. Now it's a case of, can we walk through that door, or is Connor Smith just going to make me cry? I mean, Pereira to Lago. Lago, by the way, their star Argentine centre mid, but we're harassing him here, not letting him get the ball into the box until there, where Doe nods it down to Pedri. And within 7 minutes, this Chelsea team that have won the Premier League, I think 7 out of the last 8 years, they have the lead again. It's kind of crazy, actually, the level of dominance Chelsea have had in this save game. I think all but 1 year, a couple of years ago, where United won the league, Chelsea have won it as of late. They don't seem to slip up. They're just a very, very good team. I'm doing this live com, I suppose, of this match. More out of hope than expectation. I mean, we've beaten them before in the league. We just need to do it again. How hard can it be? Anyway, Gonzalez wins the ball high up the pitch for us. Of course, he's going to want to add to his goal-scoring tally for the year. Goes it inside to Sampaio, now with Van Dijk. Sampaio with it again. Nice build-up play here. Knocking the ball around nicely. This is what we want to see. And oh my word, Poyana, first time effort, caught the keeper out with it. Sampaio has a rare assist. Poyana has a very common goal, everyone. The decision to start him here looks like it's going to be worth it. He's appearing on the footballing world's radar now, it feels like, with the European Golden Boy Award. And at £7 million, he's looking like a blooming good bit of business to sign him. Maybe he's got a little bit of Stavarace in him, for those of you who can remember. Stavarace, probably the second most infamous Romanian regen we've ever had in a save game, Poyana, right now. He's got some big boots to fill before he can take the number 1 spot. Anyway, Sampaio with it at right back. That 1 assist, hopefully going to give him some confidence as Piotr just launches it forward. He doesn't care. He does not know about passing out from the back. He wants to lump it. Anyway, Alfredinho to Pedri. One of the few real players on the pitch today, Pedri, causing us issues already. 1 goal to his name. Kai Havertz also on the pitch, as is Lago. And, well, they're knocking the ball around really nicely here. Pereira walks forward. Navio lunges in. I think that was a good tackle. It didn't look like a conventional tackle in 3D. I was ready for a red card to be shown to Luis Navio. Doe breaks through. Was that not offside? I don't think it was. What an insane save by Toby that is then. Turns it over the crossbar. And now Pedri over the corner. The tension is tense, everyone. The pressure is mounting. I feel like I need to make it clear because it's not always clear. The tension is tense is an old Jackism. That's what I call my weird phrases. I'm sure you're accustomed to them at this point. The tension is tense. Can it be less tense? Not as they approach our box, it can't be. Pereira passes it inside. The ref has blown for a foul there. That looked like not a foul. But, I mean, he's going to the screen, so who am I to disagree? We all love the AR here, don't we? Best addition to football ever. I mean, it was in the box. It's just a case of, was it a penalty? What does the screen say? Computer says, yes. That's a very soft penalty. That's a very, very soft penalty. Who's taking it? I bet it's Smith. Of course it's Smith taking it for them. Toby, can you do me a favour? He doesn't need to do me a favour. Smith hits the post, it goes out. And our little nemesis, here he is, our little nemesis, Connor Smith. Hate him. He's annoying. He always scores against us. He misses there. We're fine. I mean, it's not been a great first half in terms of production for us, but you know what? It's 1-1. We've taken our 1 shot on target. A moment of brilliance from Poyana. I was hoping to get into the break and shout at the players a little bit, maybe get some fresh legs into the midfield, but another highlight's begun. David Lind wins it, gives it to Erk. Poyana out on the right wing. He has pace. He loves to run at players. He loves to run at them. He hits the post. Oh my word, Poyana is just looking like a standout player in this game. He's been a revelation this season. Started as kind of an impact sub, now finding himself regularly in the starting 11. He's looked good here so far, and while the ball lumped forward towards Gonzalez. Going to press from the front, but Chelsea content to play it out from the back here. Ruiz dinks it to Pereira. Out on this right-hand side. I feel like we're scared to give away another penalty here as they encroach on our right-hand side. Ball switch to Pedri. What a pass. What a save. Toby, I'm not selling you to PSG. That's not a promise I can keep, is it? I don't want to sell you to PSG, Toby. He has made some insane saves in this game. We have him to thank at the moment. Although Smith, I mean, don't do it to me. Don't do it to me, Football Manager. He heads over on this occasion. It is 1-1 at the break. What an impact Toby's had in this game in goal. Not often that you can look at a goalkeeper and say you've been our best player on the pitch, but for me, he's been absolutely top draw. I feel like we need something more from our actual midfield in this game here, and I'm just worried about the tiredness. I'm going to take off Lind and I'm going to bring in Smith. Van Dijk's had a poor game. I'm going to bring in Ricketts. We're going to bring in the duo. The two English centre mids. Ricketts really good at getting forward. A very, very good Mazzala, dare I say. Albeit with the work rate of, I don't know, what has bad work? I mean, 10 work rate isn't bad, it's just not, it's not good. The work rate of, I don't know, think of an animal for me, chat, comments, leave it down below. I need to know, what animal does he have the work rate of? I feel like a sloth has lower work rate, but I can't, maybe a tapir. The work rate of a tapir. You've probably got a better idea than me. Let me know in the comments. What are we discussing here? What are we discussing here? Well, Ricketts, hopefully he's going to have a good game. Gibbons has made some huge tackles, by the way. Never got an England call-up. Maybe if he can have a good run of form with us, he could have those dreams come true. As well, we're on the back foot again to start the half. This Chelsea team is just too good. But we're clinging on at the moment, and as long as you have players like Urk on the pitch, you're going to couch them out on the break. Gonzalez, can he finish it? Yes, he can. Urk did all the work there. Yeah, that was unintentional, that rhyme. He ran down the left-hand side. We won the ball. Navio flicked it on. Urk just got the wrong side of the fullback, turns on the afterburners, activates his nitrous oxide, passes it to Gonzalez, and he tucks it in at the near post. Oh, I love that. We've not looked great in this game. We've had 2 shots on target. They've all gone in. And now we've got a corner. Silva's there. Heads it just over. I think we need to encourage the players here. 30 minutes left. I've already made a double sub. They're moving Smith into the striker position. That terrifies me. They're changing stuff. Anyway, Sampaio with it for us at right back. Down the line to Poyana. I mean, he's got pace. He will burn that player for pace if he can. Plays it inside. Gonzalez just can't quite get goal side of his man. Chelsea now with the ball. But we're going to try and press high and win the ball high up the pitch. Can we force an error? Poyana intercepts. Gonzalez has a one-on-one in the middle. Poyana down to the byline. Whips it in. He doesn't whip it in. He shoots. He's greedy. I mean, I don't know if I hate that or love that. There's times where that greed is great. There's times where that greed is not so good. Our players are going to get tired. This is the second game in the space of 4 days, but I needed to stick with the best 11. Alfredinho bringing it forward here. Largo. I can't understate how big a win would be for us here, but it feels like there's a lot of action left as Pedri comes through. Toby makes another save. They're not getting past him today. They've already scored past him today. They're not getting past him again today. 14 minutes left. Back post header. Toby saves it. Toby, what have you had for breakfast? I want some of it. Man, our players look tired. Sampaio is dead on his feet. I'm going to take him off despite the fact he's having a good game. Ricketts. He's got fresh legs. He should be running forward easily. Tries to get the ball into the box. It's blocked for a corner. I mean, they missed a penalty in this game. They missed it. That's time waste. Time waste. Just waste time now. We've got 10 minutes left to kill. We've been second best today, but we've taken our chances. Chelsea have not. No more highlights. No more highlight. This is fine. There's a highlight. It's a throw-in for us, though. Just don't give it straight to them. Oh, there's a minute left, everyone. There might be one highlight left in this. It's 2-1. A win here would be huge. A draw doesn't really help anyone. Pedri lumps it forward. Oliver heads it. Silva, Toby, don't mess it up now. There was genuine panic in my voice there, in case you couldn't tell. They're going to come forward again. 30 seconds left. Smith, Gibbons. The midfield for us has done pretty well since we made the changes. Smith wins it again. Just give it to Urk. Or Poyana. Turns on his pace. Hits it. It's blocked. Oh, we can time waste that. 10 seconds left. This is about to be a monumental result. We do not beat this Chelsea team often. This Chelsea team does not lose games often. We have a handful of players to thank. Toby in goal has been absolutely insane. One of the best performances you will see from a goalkeeper in Football Manager. Oh my word, he was our best performer on the pitch. A nice victory. We rode our luck. They missed a penalty, but we took the chances that came our way. And Toby, well, he was a little hero for us there. What an insane win that is. And if we look at the updated table, there is 2 points in it, everyone. Could we do it? I mean, we don't play them anymore this year. There's 16 games left. There's lots of football. I mean, Irk, you can go and have a rest, mate. That's fine. Chelsea's 9-game unbeaten home run ends. Wow, we upset the odds there, and I'm pretty proud of that performance. You can see here the past Premier League winners. So Chelsea have won it 6 out of the last 7 years. I think it is a bit of a dynasty at this point. We're trying to stop them doing the treble again. I mean, it's very, very close at the top, especially between ourselves and even teams like Tottenham in 5th place. We need Champions League football this year. We just need it. There's no way around it. Anyway, that was a really intense game. It was 21 minutes long. I said this was a double header. I'm going to join you guys in a second. EFL Cup against Manchester United. We're already 2 goals up. Oh, let's just make it simple, boys. Let's do this nice and easily. Okay, guys, we are back. Game number 2, taking on Manchester United in the Carabao Cup. A must-win game for us, really. I would like to get to the cup final. I've gone on this season saying about, I don't really care about it. Now we're here with 1 foot in the final. I absolutely want to win it, and I'm hoping that we can, well, mimic that Chelsea performance. If we perform like that, we have a very good chance of going through. Of course, we did win the first leg 2-0, and you can see just since you were last here, we've played 3 matches, 2 in the league, 1 in the FA Cup. In the league, unfortunately, we started off with a draw against Brighton. We weren't playing a rotated 11 for this game. It was nice to see Amlo get on the score sheet. Unfortunately for us, in kind of typical Nottingham Forest fashion, we ballsed up. We conceded late, didn't we, and ended up drawing. We dominated the game as well. It was disappointing. Didn't really take our opportunities. Our midfield, however, did absolutely dominate. It wasn't enough, though, as Ezekiel Barco scored in the 79th minute. The good news is, with the best 11 back on the pitch, we did get a good little win against Bournemouth. A 6-1 win, absolutely dominant display. You can see here Piotr, Van Dijk, Irk and Gonzalez with the goals for us. It was a really, really good showing on the whole. And if only that finishing could have been shown in the Brighton game, we'd have 2 wins instead of just the 1. We did also play Salford. This one finished 6-2. It was a very, very dominant display. Poyana with 4 in this match. And also Summers, the Summers fan club. Get excited, everyone. Bill Summers started this game, gave him a chance to play his first ever game in Nottingham Forest colours. Of course, he's only 16 years old. The youngster recently signed from Manchester United. And, he is improving a hell of a lot. There's lots of reasons I feel like to be optimistic about him in the future. In terms of transfer business, of course, it is still the January transfer window. I'm not currently eyeing up any targets. There's no kind of active deals going on. Of course, we've got a few transfers scheduled for the future. Players like Lee Fisher, the young Englishman playing for Midtjylland. Also, Karim Ballo, of course, the £24 million German winger. He looks very, very good, to be fair to him. His goal-scoring record and his overall performance at a non-competitive level for Bayern ain't too shabby either. And, in terms of the outs, you can see we had a couple of deals that were offered to us that we've rejected. There is one player that's departed since you were last here permanently, and that is Borja Capello, who is a Spanish under-21 international. We signed him a few years ago for £6 million from Atletico Madrid. He hasn't really developed like I was hoping he might, and he wanted a move, decided to cash in on him. I think it's a position where we've got much more gifted players, and close to £10 million from Swansea. Not the first time we've done a significant sale to them over the course of the save game. Anyway, shall we get into this game against Manchester United? We have that 2-0 advantage after the first leg. We're playing at home. This should be a pretty good opportunity for us. This is the team that played the FA Cup game. Let's get in the best 11, shall we? Unfortunately, Miguel Antonio is still soaking up the rays over in South America. Sir Gibbons, who is one of the few players who I've had to consistently play as of late, is going to get another start for us. He's been pretty good on the whole. Let's see if he can keep his fine form going in this game here. And I'm just thinking if there's anything else I want to change. I don't think there is. Let's get into this, shall we? Carabao Cup semi-final. That competition I've said all year, don't really care about. Look, I want some silverware. I want some silverware. Today is episode 98 of Park to Prem for the whole year. If we add up all the different teams we've managed, there's a chance maybe that we could have the cup final be episode number 100. I mean, that would be perfect. It wouldn't be the cup final I'd want to be in for episode number 100, but it would be a cup final, I suppose. Anyway, let's see how we get on here. You can see, look at the United team. They have got Erling Haaland. They've got, players like Barella in midfield as well. It's a scary little team, this Manchester United side. I feel like they've got a lot of current-day wonder kids who are perhaps in their early 30s, perhaps aren't as scary as they are in real life. But it's a good squad. There's a reason they won the Premier League a few years ago. Anyway, we've got a highlight here. Ball whipped in by Lind. Van Dijk, free header at the back post. Just wide of the mark. A really good opportunity, though, early on, wasted. I feel like last time we took on United in our live com, it finished 2-2. Maybe there's goals here today. Erling Haaland hits it. Toby, just keep the Chelsea form going, Toby. Keep making the saves for me, son. He was the hero, wasn't he, against Chelsea? As much as I want to be chuffed about that Chelsea performance, we got very, very lucky. Some good finishing. As Navio just given away a penalty. Luis Navio and losing his discipline. Name a more iconic duo. I'll wait. Is this going to be given? The penalty is being reviewed. It's gone to VAR. The penalty's awarded. Toby, come to our rescue. It's Erling Haaland stepping up to take the pen. He hits it and Toby comes to the rescue. You absolute madman. I can't work out if he's playing for the shirt or playing to try and get this move to PSG that was rumoured earlier on in the season. But he's made a huge stop for us there. It's gone wide of the mark. And, 2 games in a row where penalties have been missed. I think we are getting a little bit lucky. Maybe this makes up for all the times where I've had penalties missed. Either way, early stages of this game, not particularly good as far as I'm concerned. Navio, though, with a long throw here. It's headed away by Narzu. David Lind and Gorello in a straight race for the ball. Gorello comes away with it. Down this left-hand side, skips past his man. Lind, though, huge tackle by David. Sampaio should be able to keep it in, does keep it in. Can we build from the back? A little bit risky with United engaging high up the pitch. Big ball to Gonzalez. Back to Boyer. Lovely, lovely build-up play here. Can there be some end product? Irks through. He hits it. Gulbranson, though. Huge stop by the Dane in goal for Manchester United. Just as a reminder, he's probably the best goal. He's very good. He's probably the best goalkeeper in the world. I'm going to go out on a limb and say it was quite a good save. I say best. He's the second best behind Toby in terms of goalkeepers. Just to be clear, Toby is number 1. No one can tell me otherwise. Unfortunately, this has not been the convincing display I was hoping for in this second leg. I thought with the 2-goal lead, we get an early goal, we can relax a little bit. It's not really played out like that so far. Telling the players I'm far from pleased. United creating more chances, better opportunities, but we've had our fair share of chances. Maybe we can have one here as the long throw is launched forward but dealt with. But, we've got men committed in the area. Van Dijk, little back heel to Sampaio. Unnecessarily flashy, that pass, but it's worked. Sampaio, 2 men drawn towards him. Ball into the box. What has happened? It's cleared off the line. Oh my word, I thought that was in, everyone. I was convinced it was in. I thought it was a goal. Unfortunately, hooked off the line by the United defender, and now they're on the attack. I don't like this. Valverde whips it in. Oh my word. Floritin heads over. Let's make a sub here. I'm going to bring in Amlo for Gonzalez, I think. I'm going to take off Boyer as well and bring in Poyana. The speed demon himself, Vlad Poyana. He's just blooming quick, everyone. Give him the ball and he'll run. He's like Roadrunner. The question is there a coyote on the other team to stop him? Speaking of him, here he is, whipping it in. Amlo's there. The 2 subs link up, and I suddenly look like a tactical genius. Whereas really, they've done all the work there, everyone. It's 3-0, 25 minutes left. If we had 1 foot in the final after the first leg, we've dipped a toe in of the second foot at this point. Poyana finds some space, pulls it to the back post. Finn Amlo I mean, that's why I've got Amlo still in the squad and on the bench. He can be the impact sub. He can come on and start games and get goals. Great to see that from our players. And Sampaio heads it clear. Amlo now to Poyana. Van Dijk making a run forward. He's going to have Erk on the overlap. He does lose the ball there. But United just surrendering possession. And for all the chances United have had, they've not looked overly threatening besides the penalty, in truth. Amlo with it, inside to Van Dijk, making that run as a Mazzala, attacking the space in front. Great ball attempt to Erk. Unfortunately, Erk's not the kind of player who's going to win that ball in the air, but well, we've recycled possession again. United are just giving it to us, everyone. It's very charitable of them. Toby to Navio. The penalty that Navio gave away, I feel like, was the turning point in this game. I could be cursing his name, but right now, I'll say it with a smile on my face. You're forgiven, Navio. Poyana, Amlo hits it just wide. A chance for the two subs to link up once again. And I'll tell you what, the changes of bringing in Poyana and Amlo have definitely swung this game a little bit. Still struggling to have as much of the ball as United, but we've looked largely in control here. They've not had many highlights at all in this second half. We can make one last time-wasting substitute. Gibbons on a booking. We'll take him off for Matty. And that, my friends, is going to be all she wrote. Not the most flashy of games, not the most entertaining of games, maybe. Although Toby making that penalty save, you know, was a huge contributor to the win. But ultimately, we're into a cup final. And whilst it'll be nice to win it, obviously it's not the be-all or end-all. We've scraped through a few penalty shootouts on our way to the final. We've got by. You can see just here with the league table, because of the draw against Brighton, you might have thought that we'd lose ground on Chelsea, but the good news is for us, since we played Chelsea, they too, I believe, have drawn a game. You can see here, they drew against Brighton as well, so maybe just playing against Brighton isn't for everyone. Maybe that's what it's all about. You can see here, just looking at the league table, United do have a game in hand. If they won that convincingly, they could go ahead of Chelsea on goal difference. It is very, very tight towards the top. And obviously, we have got a very big month of football looming. We've got Man City in 6th, Arsenal in 7th, Liverpool in 10th. To be fair, they're three scary names when you see them on the fixture sheet. When you actually see their recent form, it's not all that scary. But either way, there is an EFL Cup final on the horizon. That may well be the game that we come back for next time. It should be a big one. It will be episode 99 and not 100 that I guess we do the final in. I hope you're ready for it. Who are we playing? I feel like I should check this. Who are we playing? We're playing Man City or Leicester. So they played. Right, we're gonna hit continue a few times because I want to see the second leg results. That's the long. I want to see the second leg result. Toby, by the way, man of the match is a goalkeeper. That didn't happen very often before FM21. Even in Football Manager 2021, I don't feel like goalkeepers get man of the match all that often. They kind of get good average ratings, but never kind of great average ratings over the course of a season. Anyway, is it going to be Leicester or is it going to be Man City? I don't know if I really have a preference here. I think we've beaten both of them already in the league this season. Who are we going to be taking on next time? Drum roll, please. Oh, it's going to be Leicester. Well, there you go. Leicester v Nottingham Forest. A Midlands derby. That's a little bit exciting. Where are Leicester in the league? They're in 9th, so they're doing pretty well, although they are a little bit off the pace, I guess you could say. Anyway, gang, that is officially going to wrap up everything from me today. I hope you have enjoyed today's episode. If you have, make sure to drop a like on it. I'll see you again next time. It is me, Jack, and yeah, I will talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.